Welcome back to Desynced. My name is Nilaus and we are here with another episode, and this episode will be very much dedicated to one thing and one thing only, and that is, so you gotten started with the game and you're enjoying it, but you know, maybe you realize it, maybe you don't realize this, but things are just not working as efficiently as you want. So I'm going to be trying to sort of look at this space, and without going all in on programming, I want to just show you some things in order to make processes just a little more efficient, a little more streamlined, and that's going to be all we do today. So this is going to be a good reference point if you want to come back and just see if you've done all these things to make things just your life just a little bit easier. We're going to start with one thing that we can already see here. We have this mining setup set up. This is very clean, easy setup. We have a small 1S with 2 miners in. They will have a storage location set to a box, and this one has a portable transporter, so it grabs all the stuff in here. This is all good, and we now have resources here. The issue is that when something comes over, please show it. You took 12. I want them when they are totally useless, because most of the time they come in and they pick up like 2 of them or something like that, and that's really inefficient generally. This is generally when we are running out of things. But right now we have a pretty good storage here, so that is good. But generally, you will see that if you don't control how they come from here, then they will be very inefficient. So what I want to do is I want to put this up here, and I want to first of all make sure these are not part of the network, because I don't want to be picking up from these locations. And then I want to put stuff into this one. This should not be in the network either. It should simply go into a dedicated storage location. So then the first thing we want to do is to have a dedicated storage location where we bring everything in, and then we're going to be building a hauler to bring stuff from the remote locations, such as this one, or such as this one, or in particular from I don't even know where they're going, honestly. Yeah, look at how inefficient that is. So that also just needs to build into, well, let's actually build it right now. Here we're going to have a storage location up here that will be for our default location for these workers that are desperately trying to get enough silica sand for us. So let's build the storage. What do we want it to look like? The first thing we want to check, and this is important, everything is important, is that we want to make sure that we can actually build it here. So you just hover over and see that there are no, like, those yellow dots here, because they're going to be blocking what we want to do. We're actually going to make 4 store locations with 4 different objectives. They will be iron here, silica here, maybe even iron here and silica here, and crystal there, and then junk. That's basically what we're going to do. Then I'm going to build one of them. Let's build the iron first, because that's probably the most important one. And let's get that one up and running here. Yes, this will strain our resource build a lot, but that one will be built. So we just wait for this one to get built, and then we can revert to this. So now we have everything built here, and what the idea is that this part I've also put in some transporter and some behavior. I put into this one a transporter, and this one a transporter. As you can see, that will service those around. That will service these. You could also put them here and here, but you don't actually need it for almost all of it. Now this one should have one that says more storage, but it doesn't. There is one we can get a little bit later here. That's much better. This is exactly the one we want. It has 8, but we don't have that yet. So unfortunately, this is how we're gonna have to do it right now. Now what we're going to do now is we are going to say this one is not going to be. This is going to be the home for all of the miners. Actually, not even the case. The miners are going to have a home near where they're going to be, and then they're going to be hauled into that one with a bigger hauler. So that's good. Oh, look at these. I have to set this up quickly now. Yes, because that is we are just not having enough resources here. Just don't have enough of that, and I will also do let's do a hauler out, a location out here. Maybe just take that here, that one, and we're going to be getting, once the next 2 are in, that one and that one. Oh, it's funny that it doesn't do like that anymore. No, cancel and then pick it up. Yeah, you're also going to go out here, and yes, we do not have any storage. I will just mark this as, oh, we got a blight stone, doesn't matter. All right, let's go back to I do want another one of these, but okay, we'll wait a bit. Right, so I want this to go in here, and I wanted to throw it into these two as quickly, as efficiently as possible. That means we need a program that says something in range, loop entities in range, that one. And it says loop entities in range 1. So anything nearby. I'm going to say a filter, and this filter will be only on buildings, because we don't want some drone that comes by to be iterated and then throw things into that one. Definitely not. Then I will be storing that as a variable because it's only being contained inside this build. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to order transfer to that one. I'm going to order it to that target, and then I'm going to transfer, let's see, a parameter. Yes, and I'm going to build it as a parameter. Normally, I would say just set it as this part, but that would be unclear what it actually is going to transfer. Let's actually try that one. Let's see if that works. So that means I have to set the visual indicator here, and then I'm going to set it as infinite. That's kind of a lot. And then it loops and moves and loops and loops and loops. There we go. So that's maybe working. I am then going to build the other ones here. This is important. This one, first of all, will not be providing. This will not be supplying items. This will simply be standing. Oh, yeah, I think this overrides. I think this is only for the logistic network, but I don't want it supplying for the logistic network. Anything that comes in here has to go all the way up and then only be picked up from these two. That means that's not working. But for this one, I will also say you will neither request. Well, actually, this one shouldn't be. There you go. Only transporters. No request and no supply, just only that. Yeah. And this one has been set up like this. Then I'm going to copy that to all the other ones. And then from here on, I will now control and then right click. Then you set the home location for next. There. So that should propagate them upwards, hopefully. But we're not getting anything inbound. This one, though, will actually be very much a supply. And this one will also be very much a supply. And not only for transporters, not only for transporters. There. So these two will be the ones where you pick it up. Now we need to set up a hauler. That is going to be a dashboard. It's just a regular old dashboard here. There. If I made... No, actually, I'm... This solar dashboard. Yep, you're going to be coming here. Oh, you only have 2 locations. Huh. You have... Okay, so never mind. We're going to use a twin bot as a hauler. The twin bot will go up here, and you're going to get 2 of these. That's actually perfect. I'm going to do that. Let's make a few more twin bots. Twin bots. Yeah. So this will be a hauler twin bot. It is going to go between, and this is where things get a little bit weird, difficult, strange, odd. In here, there's another one called transport route. And then this icon changes. If you put it, you can put it in both, but you don't really want it to put it. So now it's in the transport route. This says unit connected to a logistics network will automatically deliver requested items and make their own inventory items available to the network. That is that part. That's actually not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the information on the hauler. On the haulers. I have to click here. Yeah, continually pick up from go-to location and deliver to store location. Requires both go-to and that one set. So that means if I do that, I can right-click here. That is the pickup, and in here that's the delivery. Then I want to take all of this, and every single one is now going into this location because that's the only place they're going to be allowed to be. They will all go to this location. Well, they're already done. You. So they are going to go in here. That means it's going to be a lot of stuff here. And the hauler will then just go back and forth and do nothing else. It's important you don't also include it into the network here. And just to make sure we can only haul that. So it just goes back and forth. It would be really nice if it didn't, if it only went back and forth when it's full. But it'll eventually be full, I'm sure. Where are you going? You have... that as a Home Depot. That's not happening. That should be this one. So all of these will now go in here. And every time they come in, and you can see this hauler Now we minimize the traffic because all these will just go into this one, so much shorter travel time, and there's one bot going back and forth on a haulage route, doing nothing but that. There you can see how much is actually picking up each time. You can have more haulers going back and forth if you want. And we then see if this is working. Boop, 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 boop. And it goes in. And then we now have the logistics spots. They don't only need to transfer from here to here and here to here. Absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, I'd really like this one to have more inventory slots, but that's where we can use these here when we get that unlocked later on. So now all I need to do is build the same thing for the other ones. And now it's all up and running, and it's actually working really well. There's a little bit of an imbalance here, and that is because this part is apparently not being picked up as often as the other one. Or maybe there's a bug here. No, that's fine. It's working perfectly fine. It's just they tend to pick up from this one first. Anomaly detected. That is always really, really bad. Anomaly detected. We're gonna... I don't know what that was. Just lucky coincidence. Oh no, look at that. That's actually... all that stuff up here. All right, so we're gonna go up here, and whatever that anomaly is, we're gonna just wreck it. They might come in. Look at all these. They're all completely idle because of the overhaul we did here. We can now see here, I have a little location here. This one should be fixed item slot to that one all the way. And I actually want this deconstructed from the network because I will be getting from here. They will be hauling automatically. Where's the hauler? This is the hauler. So it's just waiting for anything to come in. As soon as anything comes in, the hauler picks it up and brings it back here. But we have a storage, and we have not enough silica, but that's kind of understandable. Let's go out and see if we can find that damn anomaly. Is that the anomaly? Nope, it's just a dropped item. Okay, up, we have some enemies. Go back. Right, I actually don't want to be fighting enemies right now. This is just... I just looked at that one and it said anomaly detected, and oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. Go away. Those big ones are really nasty. Let's just run. I'm losing one. I lost one. This one should be okay. And that one. Go, 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 go. Okay, so we lost one. That's kind of what it is. But let's go up here and remove that pit here, because that's way too close to our base. Up, go back again. More coming in. One was strafing backwards because they are not super fast, these ones. So we'll strafe back as soon as we have the opportunity. There we go. Get in here before this has a chance to respawn. That's kind of how I want to... how I recommend doing it. And they come in again. More crap from that giant one up there. Oh no, that's not good. Run! You should be healing. Oh, that one's gonna lose another one. Oh, we just lost it. Damn it. Well, let's get a few more fighter bots. That's a fighter cup. There. Alright, stand still, and we did take out that location, so I guess that's gonna be fine. We don't want to deal with that anymore. This is all about tips and tricks. Let's go to the next tip and trick. Well, here we have a little portable solar panel. This is our destroyer. So this is, if we need to deconstruct something, I want it to, whatever it picks up when it deconstructs, I want it to go back to this junk box. The same with this one. This is going to be scanning for things on the ground, which is luckily we now have things on the ground. But it gets a little bit cooler than that, because I'm going to scan this. Hold on, I'm first going to take that out. I'm going to scan this for things on the ground, but that's not what I want, all of it. I can also do an additional condition that says only inside the network, because what happens with these is that they tend to sort of go out here and pick up this and this and this, and then they aggro things, and then bad stuff happens. So that's what we want to avoid. I will give it though a power pole, which means it can extend further out from our current location, because it will go out and then you can actually see a little bit further out. So I hope that works. We're going to send it out here. I'm probably going to lose one of these, but immediately it reacts to the stuff that was dropped down. And then it goes here and picks up all this cool stuff, which is all nice. And go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Let's also make sure you are a little bit further out, because you are needing to go out here. And 5, that one, and that one. There. So we actually have our attack group out here again. That's actually looking pretty healthy. And we want to just take these out, because I don't want to have enemies this close to my base. It is way too dangerous. Kill that one. Good. So let's move over here, take this out, and then we should be somewhat safe. There. Good. All good. And then we can go back. So let's have a look at our number 2 here. This one is standing here and it's not scouting anything. So what if we bring it over to this location? Because there could be stuff on the ground here, but it will only take the stuff that is inside our power network. So it'll go out and take that, but it won't be going out and taking these. Might because it can extend the power pole a little bit more. So here it just now starts scanning things, and we'll leave it as this, which means it is super safe in order to, or in, well, it's as safe as you can get when it comes to this annoying exploration thing that just have tendency to go further out. You can see how much it just goes further out and then goes back again. Cool. Then let's look at another thing that we can also do. So that's another little cool trick. This one is also a little portable power pole. This is our deconstructor, but I want it to serve a different purpose. And that is if I'm looking at expanding my power network, then because of the way I've done it, these are going to be like just outside, which means they don't really want to go out there themselves. And that's super annoying. That means I can do this and they will just forever and ever get stuck and never be able to, they'll never go out to these ones, which is annoying. So what I could do is, what if I, instead of this, scan for buildings under construction? And ideally I would also want to take this one, but it doesn't work with unpowered, even though they look unpowered. So what I can do now is, if I go to this location and then let it scan, let it go to that location, and then it realizes that, hey, stand here. So now it's going to stand there because this is the closest one that is in a construction mode. That means it extends the power network around it, and you can see they will immediately start deliveries. So we're just going to wait for these deliveries to be done. Once they are done, we will see that this one will automatically, because it's no longer a building under construction, it'll go to the next one. And therefore, when I build a line like this, I don't even have to babysit it. But of course, we're going to babysit it now because I want to see that it works. There. And it now realizes it's done and moves on to the next one. Hey, that's pretty cool, right? Those are the kind of things you really want to do when it comes to automation. Like, this is, you have to have an idea and then go like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Let's do that. And now I'm just going to throw the ideas that someone's been throwing at me during live streams, and you can then use them yourself. And this is the brilliant thing with the game here, is that it feels, from that perspective, more like a programming engine, where if you have an idea, that's probably a way to do that with between these conditions and parameters and signals and registers and components, and then on top of that, all the behaviors if you really want to get into that. Let's take a look at the next thing that I want. So let's see, here is another problem that maybe you have discovered yourself. If you are like me and like to pave the world, then you start paving a big area like this. Awesome. I have a location that has 117. What happens immediately? Every single one gets allocated to this, and the whole production of the base stops because no one is taking care of deliveries internal, because all these will be sort of queued up and they will then start working. So if we look at, for example, orders, we will see that they will probably be working. I don't even know how this works. So it's okay. Yeah, look at that. Look at all these commands that are now being built in. Okay, I don't think this menu was a good idea to open when there's this many. But that's definitely a problem. Like, these haulers will of course continue to work, so we'll bring stuff back, but the stuff from here into factories and from here into factories, nope, unfortunately not. And that's a problem. So what are we going to do about it? Well, the simplest thing is, I'm just simply going to take it and remove it from channel 1. Now it's on channel 2. There you go. That's it. They will now stop going up here because they can't get in there. Come on, stop working. Because all these are on channel 1, which is basically different kind of networks, of logistics networks. And look at that. They stopped working on it. So what I want to do, well, now nothing works, so that's not cool. I am going to take you and move you into another network. You are now only on network number 2. And I will make you a signal here so I know that that's a special one. Here. Now that's simply on network number 2. Now the problem is, How do we request things in metal bars? Because the metal bars are not on network number 2. Easy. We just go here and say you are also broadcasting this one or making this available to channel 2. That means the robot we have now, or the drone we have here, is just a single one going from here into that one, going back, and when there is a need in here for more resources or this one runs out, it'll actually go over and fill it up. So that's kind of like one robot that's now dedicated to this location entirely. I think that's pretty cool. Let's look at the next issue that I want to show you, how we can do something really cool as well. It's a little bit complicated, but hey, we like a little bit complicated when it saves some resources. Now, if we look at this part here, we have 80 storage here, which is what I want. But on top of that, we also have 80 storage inside. And if I didn't block it off, it would actually be even more. That's not really a big deal, but it's a big deal with this one, for example. Like, this is clearly a big deal because it's a really expensive material and we are getting it in here and then storing it way more than I need. So what if I could have these ones not produce internally, but only produce when there's available space over here? That would be cool. So the way that this has to be done, now we are going to use you for that, and I'm good because this is not part of the network. I'm going to be disabling that. So what I want to build is on. I think we'll build it on this one first. We'll build it on the simplest one first. Good. It's going to be the same. The first thing we want to do is we want this here to also have a behavior control, because this has to broadcast a signal, and these have to read the signal. So we're going to need signal readers, and we are going to need a teeny tiny program. Do not fear. It's a teeny tiny program. So we'll just go getting you a behavior controller. There. And then we also need signal reader, but we'll get to that here. Let's go oh, you went into that one. Not there. There we go. Plug it in. And then I need the signal reader. I'm going to need a lot of signal readers for this. These are the signal. No, it's portal radar. That's the signal reader. Good. Very simple. Yeah. No, 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 no. Don't you dare go anywhere. Yeah, they spawned quickly. And they will need to be put into these locations. All of these will need to be reading a signal, because otherwise they can't tell what they're supposed to be doing. There and there. So now all have a signal in here, signal reader. This one will now be having a little control here. This will be get space for item. There. It's basically just going to say, you know, the stuff we have in the visual register, how much space do we have? Then it returns the space, and I'm going to write that to the signal. Which means, there. It now says, how much more space can we put in for circuits? The answer is nothing. So it broadcasts a signal of nothing. Pretty simple. This one is now linked into the storage. So I'm going to take the value of the storage and say, read the signal that it's broadcasting. Because this one is broadcasting how much space is left. Then I'm going to say, okay, so you read the signal of your storage, and the signal is how much storage is left. And then you take how much is left and tell that to be, that's how much you're going to build. And that's it. And then it displays that. Now it just says nothing. Ta-da! And that's it. That will now prevent you from, of course the one stuff that's in here is in here, but this will prevent you from making more than what you want in here. So maybe there's a really expensive one and you don't even want a full, so you just block off something and say, I just want a stack of 20, but I don't want to have stored all of these machines internal buffers, because that just adds up to more production that's going to draw from everything else into something that's really expensive. For example, I'm going to check these two out because I don't want to look at it. Let's see, for example, this item here, a high density frame, which comes from the cables. The cables come from a lot of wire. Those are expensive. You do not want to have like a massive build of that. So what I want to do is I want to just do the same thing for all the other builds. So now all of these are now set up in a much cleaner way, and I think this is a very, very nice way of doing it. And I feel that we are, well, if we look at our base, it is incredibly idle. Like, of course, we're not really producing a lot of new stuff, but that's also really nice. What you can see here is this is pretty much full. This is pretty much full. This one is unfortunately not full, but it's not empty. And all of this is working. All this is nice internal buffers. That's really nice. I wonder why it's like that. What about the rest? Shouldn't Nuke be coming in as well? Yeah, weird sometimes how they are coming in and not. And we have, like, even though we have lots of stuff out here, we're also just having it nice and idle. Just one bot going back and forth. One little hauler going back and forth. Look at how quiet our base has gotten from the start of the episode to the end of the episode. Look, nothing happens. Well, I mean, that just means that now we're in a really steady position. This was really very much about stabilization, efficiency, effectiveness. And then what we're going to do now in the next episode is going to tech up, build some new factories that will be start to draw a lot of the resources here. And then from there on, get the resimulator, which is going to be an exciting and interesting location that we want to build as well. So I hope this was a useful episode and an interesting episode on sort of the small tweaks that you can do in this game to just increase the efficiency of your build by just cutting corners, making dedicated builds, all that stuff. And I think that's absolutely amazing about this game. Like, you will continually come up with a little idea that goes like, you know what, that's actually a good idea. Let me see if I can do that. And then you find like small, subtle things, such as like having this one just being safer, because it's usually not very safe to have one of those. And let's have a look out here. It will be able to go a little bit further out because that's part of the network. It's part of the, yeah. So it'll even go further out, but when it loses the connection, it won't be in an electrical network anymore. I actually want to see that. That's actually interesting how that works. How far will it go out? Will it go, see now it loses it. Okay. I don't think that was a good idea. Yeah, it actually thinks that it's still in a network. Found a little bit more on the way. More, and then it goes back. Yeah, so this one has to be a little bit cautious about it. I'm actually thinking that might not be the best idea. Interesting. So we got to see that. We want to make sure that it stays within our power network, not extending the power network itself. That was just too risky. There we go. Let's get you out here and just confirm that it actually works the way I think it should be doing. Let's see, where could we definitely have some stuff to pick up down here, so we can take it for a spin out there. We have all of these builders for all these drones or robot things, drones, whatever, and they are, yeah. This one is outside, so could we just get you over here? There. And if I go here, then that should be the closest, but it doesn't get there. See, now, instead of scanning this one, or even this one, it goes all the way back and takes this. So we can confirm that it works. Brilliant. They will stay within safe area now. That's much better to have it without a power pole on top. Cool. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next episode. Remember, I'm also streaming it live on Twitch. So if you want to be part of the design, or if you have a brilliant idea you'd like me to try, then come on over and share that idea. Until next time, take care. And as always, stay effective.